Well, viewers, welcome back. Of course, my dear friend Teresa Matarazzo, thank you so much for joining us. I must say you are the most elegant. You don't call yourself a chef. You say you're a cook. I say you're a chef. No. Long hair, red lips. Look at those beautiful hands of experience there. But most importantly, we're here because of you and, of course, of your relationship with Domenico and friendship. And we're touching upon spelt flour. Now, you're going to be making gnocchi for us, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah, gnocchi, of course, for our viewers at home, are dumplings. In Italy, everybody has a version of gnocchi, be it with spinach or with potato, with semolina. Yours is going to be done with spelt.
Spelt flour. Wholemeal spelt flour. So it is amazing. I've never used it before.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm going to show you, and they are just so light and nutty. And I'm going to do an oxtail ragu. So first I'll show you how to do the oxtail ragu.
Because that takes the longest, doesn't it?
It's a slow cook.
Like how long are we talking?
I'm talking about 4 or 5 hours. And in this oven,
this oven is these are the original ovens. There are 2 masonry-built ovens that the Sisters of the Good Shepherd used to actually feed all the masses of people that were here. And they're amazing, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
And the heat that I can feel it generating behind my back.
Boiling.
Oh, there you go.
I'm having a flush.
All right, well, you are, I'm not. Let's go into the kitchen. And I want you to show me how to make these amazing
Okay,
gnocchi.
let's go. Tonight I'm going to be showing you how to cook coda di bue, a ragu, which is an oxtail ragu. Tonight I'm going to use 4 brown onions. You can use whatever onion you've got, even shallots, red onions. I'm not really fussy with onions, but brown onions are good. So we're going to chop these up. So I roughly chop them, because this is a very rustic dish. So, and the reason why I cut them roughly is because it's going to cook in the oven for about 4 hours, so you don't want them disintegrating. Now I get 4 cloves of garlic and just chop them up. And then I just get about 4 carrots, medium size, and peel and chop roughly. And now I'll get 4 sticks of celery and do the same. So we'll just give them a little wash, roughly chop. Okay, after you've chopped up all your vegetables, get a pan on the stove, make sure it's hot, add olive oil, which I use, but you can use vegetable oil or whatever oil you prefer. Add your onions, let them sizzle, be careful, don't burn yourself. Toss them around, then add your garlic, which has been chopped. Toss that a bit, then slowly add your carrots and your celery. Toss that, give that a bit of a toss, wait a couple of minutes, then add some chilli, 1 teaspoon to whatever you prefer, and then some tomato paste. Let that cook for about 5 minutes, stirring, make sure it doesn't burn. And then I just add roughly chopped parsley, and then to the next step. And just let that cook for a bit. Now this is what it should look like. And what I'm going to do is I'm putting it into a baking tray. The reason being is I'm here at the Convent Bakery and they have 100-year-old ovens here. So I decided to make my ragu di bue in their oven because it'll just be so beautiful. Now with the oxtail, you can buy it at your local butcher. Sometimes you may have to order it. It comes in a piece, but today I asked my butcher to cut it for me because it's just easier. If you decide to buy it, make sure you cook it like in a couple of days because it doesn't keep very long. So I will first begin with flouring it. So first I'll get the spelt flour that I'm using today, and then get a hot pan with olive oil and brown them all off. Now I'm going to add my oil. Be careful, don't burn yourself because it's going to splatter. And add my oxtail. And then after you see it's all nice and brown, add a glass of wine. And then we add that to the vegetables. Now this dish can be also made on the cooktop, but today because of the ovens that we have here, I'm doing it in the oven. And maybe a bit of salt, just a little bit extra, because you've got the salt in the flour, but I just add a little bit more. Then add your tomato puree, fresh basil, and voila, we're ready to put into our 100-year oven. So now that we've spoiled it, I'm going to ask Giovanni from the Convent Bakery to help me to put it into the 100-year-old oven. Grazie.
Welcome.
And that should cook for about, in a normal oven it should cook for about 4 hours. Now that I've got the oxtail in the oven, the oxtail ragu, I'm going to show you how I make my gnocchi. And today I'm using brushed potatoes. I don't peel the potato, I just wash them with my hands, or sometimes you can use a brush if they're very dirty, and boil them until they're soft. And when they're cooked, soft, you peel them, put them in a bowl. You can put them through a muley, or with a fork you can mash it, or with a masher. Add 2 to 4 eggs. Today I'm going to use 4. And plain flour, but today I'm using wholemeal spelt flour. Okay, once you've incorporated it all, add a bit of salt. See, it's still a bit sticky, so I'm going to add some more wholemeal spelt flour. Okay, once you've incorporated it all and it's not too sticky, we cut off a bit and we make a little sausage. I'm going to make these gnocchis just a little bit bigger. The water's boiling, so we're ready to put in our wholemeal spelt flour gnocchi. Now just remember, when you put them in, as soon as they come to the top, take them out, because the longer they stay in the water, the harder they'll be. Now that we've finished cooking our oxtail ragu, which we've been cooking for about 4 hours, we're going to dress our gnocchi rustici. Basilico. So this is my gnocchi with spelt flour and oxtail ragu. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you make it soon. It's a great winter dish.
Teresa, what a fantastic recipe. You know, often they say that this sort of food is cucina povera, but I think it is not at all. To me, it's an amazing cuisine, isn't it?
It is.
You know, but of course, coda alla vaccinata, which is oxtail. Now, you know that is a recipe that originated in the back streets of Rome. And of course, vaccinata, or referring to butchers in the Roman dialect. But basically, it's an inexpensive cut of meat. And of course, there are different versions of this, but celery, carrots, onions, tomato, they are the basic ingredients.
And a bit of chilli.
And a bit of, yes, I know, and a bit of chilli. And it is a beautiful recipe. Now, of course, there's 2 ways that you can do this, isn't it? Because you like to pile it all on top.
Yeah, as usual.
As
I
usual,
do.
yes.
But because Caterina is a vegetarian,
Yes.
I've decided to serve it with a bit of olive oil and parmigiano.
Yes,
I'd like you to
perfetto.
try this.
Ah, perfetto. Try this spelt flour gnocchi, which I've not had before. So,
What do you think? Can you taste the nuttiness, the lightness?
do you know what? They just taste healthy. And the thing is, with spelt flour, of course, it's easily digestible, much more so than a straight flour. So that's one thing I can taste. I would have thought they were going to be heavy, but they're not.
I was surprised too. When I first tasted it, I thought,
You know,
what's it
when
be
you were
like?
making them, because of course spelt flour has a very high absorption rate, so it means it absorbs a lot of water. So did you find that you had to make the mixture not as wet?
Well, at the beginning, I thought, oh, I might need more water, but I
Yes.
didn't. With
No.
the eggs
Yeah.
and the potato, it
Yes.
just combined. At the start, it was a bit sticky,
Yeah.
but slowly, it just all combined, and it was just delicious. And also, if you're having a dinner party, there might be some people who are vegetarians, so they can have it the way that I served it to
Yes.
you, and then serve the oxtail
Come
as
secondo.
secondo con una insalata.
Un'insalatina, un po' di puree di patate, something like that, good for our...
Natural
Puretti.
puree. We've already got the potato there.
All right, viewers, well, that's just fantastic. You're a star. And we're going to take a short break. When we come back, Domenico, or Dominic as he likes to be called, is going to come back and show us his take on a wonderful dessert, calzone. A little bit funky. Okay.